Good evening, everybody. Thanks for coming to this webinar. My name is Minjan from Momentum Learning from Sugar Land, Texas. This is a webinar we have designed to give the public information about the USACO training for parents, for students. We have been training students for USACO contest for the past about a decade. This contest has undergone dramatic changes in the past several years. Many students have complained saying the contest is getting harder and harder. It is common to see students sitting at silver level for more than 1 year, sitting at gold level for more than 2 years. It is true, it is getting more complicated, competitive, just because more people are participating in this contest. So to better help students and parents, we have redesigned the curriculum, changed our structure. And today we're going to talk about that and hope the information here presented and also our modified curriculum can help students and also parents. All right, so let's get started. If you have not visited our website, please check it. I can do it here also. So my website is here. Oh, this is my. So just type Momentum Learning. momentumlearning.org. And then you're going to, oh, it's actually already here. I'm sorry, it's already here. So Momentum.
I still have that written down here somewhere. Good.
Thank you. And if you go to the website, you're going to see the information that is at Momentum Learning.
What is, okay, and I will repeat the question.
And for the USACO, and you're going to check, for example, the online, the coding would be here. And if you want to check the registration would be here. Coding. Let me go to my. Coding actually would be this one here, USACO curriculum. Okay, so the website to help us to learn the name here, you can type Momentum followed by uppercase L, that's fine, does not matter. If I put all lowercase, sometimes makes it hard to see the two words. Momentum Learning, 2 words together without space between it. All right, so in the middle, if you have any question, you can send me the message or send a message to Mr. Tsai, the co-host of this meeting. Thank you. There is a question already. Do we have the summer class for C++ Silver? Yes, we do. All right, so hope you have got the name here, momentumlearning.org. Very good. Why choose Momentum? We have a strong staff in math training and also computing, Olympian training, very experienced, and we have structured curriculum due to the expertise that we have among our teachers and staff. And we try our best to help students to achieve their goals. If they achieve their goals, we achieved our goals. All the classes now we offer through Zoom, so that makes it easier for students to watch, and you don't have to come to Houston, to Texas. And like today, all the sessions will be recorded. So if by any reason you cannot make it or you got disconnected, right? You can always go back and watch the video. These are some statistics for the past several seasons. The left-hand side, that's for the math training for MC8, MC10, AMY, JMO, and JMO, AMO, and MOP. So we are very proud of the results. And for USACO here, Computing Olympiad for the past, actually, this one we have not updated. For the past 4 or 5 seasons, we have done very good. Each year we have sent many students from the bronze level all the way to platinum and also qualify for the summer camp. So even though we have a brilliant resume, but we still try to do better. As we said, right, the contests are changing and we're also making changes so that that will catch up with the current status. You might have heard, right, for the first time in the past, I don't know, be quarter century, even half century, math has been moved ahead for the first time. Season 2021 through 2022, MC10, MC12 were moved to November in the previous year. That has been the probably the direct competition from the USACO. A lot of students now are competing not just in math Olympiad, also computing Olympiad as well as physics Olympiad. Computing Olympiad normally started in mid-December. So many students would be busy with computing Olympiad. Now math said, okay, we'll try to move it to November. So hopefully this will be the benign competition between the math Olympiad and computing Olympiad. Later we're going to see, right, the two actually benefit from each other. All the training in math Olympiad would help the computing Olympiad, and vice versa, training in computing Olympiad will also help students with math Olympiad. So we are proud to present both events. Right, this is again, right, the USACO curriculum, USA Computing Olympiad. This, if you want to check the USACO, right, you can do the momentumlearning.org/USACO. That will give you the direct page. You can also check from here, USACO curriculum. All right, next, I'm going to explain the changes we have made to the classes that we offer. Many of you, if you have visited our website or your students are in our classes, you might have seen this chart. This chart, I'm sorry, it has a lot of information. So to help you to understand this chart, actually, I made 3 more charts. Try to explain the chart, and hopefully that will help you to decide what courses your student will take. All right, so let's go to the next one. So here I'm going to just okay, and next, so this is roughly the same thing, but have omitted the explanation only with the arrows. Okay, an arrow indicating, right, you can go from this class to this class. All right, so here we have 3 layers here. The winter camp. Normally we're going to offer just 1 class for the bronze, the boot camp. Normally that would just last for 1 week after the Christmas week. The reason is because we only have 1 week available. That is actually after the December round contest. Oh, by the way, each season, right, if you have done this before, or your student has done this before, we have 4 rounds. The December round would be the first one, normally right before the Christmas weekend, or the weekend before the Christmas. And then we have 3 more rounds, January, February, April, or sometimes late March. Normally would be the third weekends, from Friday through Monday in the American time. If your student is in different continent, for example, in Europe, in Asia, then that will be different. Anyway, this would be using the US time zone should be Friday through Monday, all Friday, all Saturday, all Sunday, and all Monday. Actually, each round, the contest will end Central Time, 5 a.m. Tuesday morning. So don't worry about your student may not have the time to finish due to the time zone difference, should not be an issue. All right, so we're going to offer the winter camp, just one class, 1 week, that's just for bronze. And then for the spring semester and fall semester, we're going to offer these classes. So we had the Java class for the 2 levels, CS 101 and A and CS 101B. That is still 1 year-long class, but we also have made changes. I'm going to talk about that in a moment. And then for bronze, we used to offer 1 year, 2 semesters. So starting from this 4th semester, continued in the spring semester. Now we have changed. Why? Because the USACO contest has become harder. So used to be the case, starting from season 2016, most students would get the promotion after 1 semester of training in USACO class. But now that's not the case. Even after 2 semesters, many students actually close to 50% still cannot get the promotion to silver level. So now we have changed the structure to make it 3 semester bronze training. So we call this bronze A, bronze B, and bronze C. And if you go registration, that should correspond to CS 301A, CS 301B, and CS 301C. And all the 3 levels are offered each semester. So you can take 301A in the 4th semester, in the spring 4th semester, and you can take 301B in the spring semester. And you say, okay, I have another student, right? A younger brother or younger sister, right? Want to take the bronze class, but the younger one did not have the early experience. Can we start from the 301A? Yes, 301A would also be offered in the spring semester. So all 3 classes will be offered both in the 4th semester and the spring semester. Good, okay. The same thing for the silver class. Also, that was the change from 2 semesters for the year-long class. Now we have changed to make it 3 semesters. Similar to the bronze level, we have
Can I ask a question?
silver A, B, and C. Give me 1 second. I'll finish this and answer your question.
Sure.
So after 2 semesters, actually still many students cannot get the promotion. Actually, it's getting harder. It's much more common to see a student sitting at the silver level for, say, 1 year, 1.5 years. So we're going to offer, again, 3 levels simultaneously each semester. Okay, there was a question, please.
Yeah, my question is like the ABC is actually different class, right? The level
You're
is
right.
different. I see. Yeah, I just want to confirm that it's not the same thing kind of repeated or it's
You're right. Actually, from here, right, you see they go harder and harder. So level B, bronze B would be more advanced than bronze A, bronze C would be more advanced than bronze E. Okay, the same thing. So ABC, they would go harder and harder, more advanced.
Does that means they have 1.5 years for finish the ABC?
You're right. If they take it in order, that will take 3 semesters.
Okay.
But if a student, right, after taking bronze B and taking the USACO contest and got promoted, then, well, of course, can go just directly to a silver A. That's fine.
I see. That means as long as they promote it, then they can go to next level directly.
You're right.
Okay.
And sometimes a student will work hard, right? Maybe during the summer and got promoted, got improved, right? Bypass the level of, say, bronze C. So in the 4th semester, he or she can just go directly to the silver A class. Okay, we're going to talk more how we can tell your student is ready for which class. So normally that's the way we have changed the structure. So the 3 levels, right? They would be progressive. All right, so for the gold, actually, now it's even more common to see a student, right, sitting at a gold level for more than 1.5 years. Actually, I have the TA group. Actually, all of them are at the gold level and 2 at the platinum level. And they have been sitting at the gold level for like more than 2 years. So it is getting harder. So the gold level, now we also make it 3 semesters, but they are at the same difficulty level. So gold data structure, gold graph theory, and gold dynamic programming. So they can take either one of the gold classes in any order. But for the bronze and silver, ABC, they would go progressive. Okay, hopefully this makes sense, right? We have made this one different height.
I just have a quick question for this one.
Yeah.
A, B, C. For example, the B and C, the concept is the same, but just the difficulty is improved, or the concept is different also.
For ABC, the concepts would also be different. Each level would cover more the concept or the skills.
I see. I
Okay.
see.
So
that means if they go to 401B, go to the gold, that means maybe they missed some concept.
Well, if they can get the promotion to gold, right, that means they must have started by themselves. Actually, you can see this pattern. The higher level we go, the students get more interested or self-motivated to learn by themselves or teach themselves.
Sure. Okay.
Good. Okay, very good.
I have one question. It's about so for the bronze, you have to learn Java, or if just because my son only learned the C++, not Java. So
good question. Actually, I do have a page after that one. So let me address the question when I come to that page. All right. So remind me if I forget. All right. So the next part here is the summer classes. So in summer, we're going to offer the introductory class in Java. And also we're going to offer the bronze classes, but 2 levels, not ABC, but in level 1, level 2. Again, level 1 would be less advanced than level 2. So bronze 1 and bronze 2 will cover the whole thing for the bronze that is covered by the bronze ABC. So here, each one of them will cover 1/3, but bronze 1, 2 each will cover 1/2. Okay, here each ABC would take 12 weeks, 2 hours per week during the weekend to finish. Here, we plan to make it 1 week, 6 hours a day, 5 days in a week. So it is designed to have more intensive hands-on experience. So students will spend a lot of time coding in class, and also more importantly after class, and also maybe the week or the 2 weeks right after camp, they're supposed to keep working hard. So hopefully that would be a tool some students, especially high school students, can use to shorten the period. So something could be like this, right? A student has taken bronze A, but in 9th grade, right? So in summer, he or she can take bronze 2, work hard, and then in this 4th semester can start silver. So that will make just a 1 semester here plus summer, and it can go to silver. So that's our plan for high school students they don't have the luxury to wait, say, 2 or more years at gold level and 1.5 years at silver level and 1.5 years in bronze level. So they don't have enough time before the college application. Okay, so the same thing, we're going to help students, especially high school students, during the summer for the camps, summer camp Silver 1 and Silver 2. Both will take, each will take 1 week full time. All right, so you see here, right, I have the arrows, so that makes natural choice going from some Java, that's the Java 1 here, go to Java A to Java B here. Also, right, from fall semester Java A and then the spring semester Java B, that's fine. And in the summer, the Java student can take bronze 1, or in the fall semester, students can take bronze A. And going through here, right, if a box, the right end, right, is to the right of the other right end box, then that means this one would be a natural choice. You see the arrows, right, going from left to right. This is natural. Like this one, right, this one, the right end covers this one here, so that's natural choice. This one's bronze 2 is to the right of this one, so you can go to the right. But there are 2 cases I want to bring your attention. So the next, I want to add more edges here. For example, right, I've taken, my student has taken bronze A in the fall semester, in the spring semester. So in the summer, can my student take bronze 2? Yes. If the student is willing to work hard, this is particularly in the case, right, as I said, high school students trying to shorten the time frame to make the promotion. So the student can work hard and catch up some of the materials. Because this is summer, right? The student might have more time because no quiz, no test, no projects due, so has more time, especially after class or before the class. We would have the curriculum. Actually, you have the information in this PDF file. So you can check the PDF and then maybe do some self-learning, self-teaching to catch up. Okay, that's for the one that is, there is gap between the 2 boxes, right? So here to here, or going from this one to this one, there is also gap. So that's going forward. Another type is, now many parents said, okay, my student is in middle school, 6th grade, 7th grade, or 8th grade. I want to let him or her to start earlier. That's fine. So if my student has taken bronze 1 in the summer, and then in the fall semester, I'm not sure whether she would be ready for bronze B, especially right when the kid is young, maybe only say 6th grade. Can the student take bronze A? Actually, it is. Why? The experience, this sense needs time to still, to build up in the mind. So for middle school students, actually, we would recommend, after 1 week of learning in bronze 1, for younger grades, right, grade 6, grade 7, they should actually retake bronze A. So that will take them 1 more semester to get the idea in their mind, to build that sense of computing. Okay, so you see, right? So this one actually covers to the right of the left. So it can go back to this one. The same thing here. Summer 1 goes to silver 1 goes back to silver A. Okay, so, there's a question. Go ahead.
Yeah. I have one question. It's like for this, all those kind of class, you should, do you have just some material to test for the kids to know if
Very good.
They fit to different level?
So, very good. Actually, let me go to this page and you can see we're going to go to that one. So this is the qualification for each level. So there is no prerequisite for Java 1 because, right, any student, as long as they have taken Algebra 1, they know how to use variables, they know how to write an equation, then they can take the CS 101. And we're going to assume they are, maybe at least right 5th grade, 6th grade. when they are say second grade, third grade, probably it's not a good idea to get started. They could do some programming like Scratch, but not for the coding in Java, in C++. Okay, so that's the only one without the prerequisite. And then for Java B, we hope students would have taken Java A or some equivalent programming. And then Bronze A, we would love to have Java B as prerequisite. Some of Bronze 1 also we need Java B. If there is no student and no experience, no prior programming experience, it will be hard for students to sit in the classes. All right, so now this makes sense, right? If you go from here to here, right, we say if your student has scored, say in the previous Bronze contest, 300 to 500, then he or she can sit in the Bronze B class. And you say, how do I know the score? Actually, you know, if your student has taken the USACO contest, then you know the score. Okay, let me just provide one simple way to do the scoring. So in USACO, there are 3 questions. The total points would be 1,000. So each question, so question 1, you have 1,000 over 3, that's 333.333 points. The same thing for question 2 and question 3. So you're going to see how many points you get. That's the number of cases you get it correct out of the total. For example, there are 10 test cases, you got 8 correct, then you get 80% of the 333. The same thing for question 3. You're going to say how many correct you got and out of the total. How many correct out of the total? So normally this T could be 10, could be 20, depending how many cases you have, right? So that's correct 1 over total 1, correct 2 over total 2, correct 3 over total 3, and add them together. So if this one, right, if this one is big, then you could 750. That's the normal passing threshold, then you get promoted. So if your student, right, has done in the past, say this past weekend, right, has scored say 500, then you know your student, right, has a roughly the efficiency or the skill level at 500 out of 1,000 level. And you say, right, my student has made some changes or progress in the summer. Now I don't know the exact skill level. How should I do it? I think I should do this one here. Okay, that's fine. There are 2 ways. Either your student can take another past USACO contest. So just to give him or her 4 hours without interruption, let him to work on the questions. At the end, again, right, the student knows the final score. Or we do have the entrance quiz. Each time we have 1 question. There are 20 test cases that have been designed, carefully designed, so that students can also self-evaluate. So out of the 20 test cases, right, if all 20 cases got correct, then that's full score, 1,000 out of 1,000. If only got, say, 10 out of 20, then that's 500 out of 1,000. So either way, your student should have a way to test his or her level. So this is our rough estimate. If your student has 300 to 500, should be in the B class. 500 to 700 should be in the C class. And for the summer, you have a different range. Okay, at the bottom.
So is the current bronze silver class the same as bronze B or C?
Actually, the current one is more like this because we have 2 semester structure.
Oh. So for the current bronze silver student, do you recommend them the summer to go to silver 1 or stay bronze 2?
Depends. If your student is, as I said, right, in high school, then I think time is an issue. then probably would try to speed up, then your student should have the urge to work hard by himself or herself. But if your student, right, is still say 6th grade, 7th grade, or even 8th grade, right, then I think it's better to spend more time to work hard. And then after the new design, the summer 2, we're going to have more time for students to work hands-on. Before, I think the class we designed, we're going to lecture more time, almost all the time. The teacher, myself, right, was doing the lecturing. Students could sit there, just listen and watch. But now we have changed, try to give the students more time to start coding, because seeing is always easier. Doing is much harder. And we have also made changes to the homework structure. Before, we trust students work on the homework problems. Actually, we gave too much. Each week, we gave about 4 or 5 problems. And from our feedback, most students, especially high school students, they don't have the time to work on the homework problems because they have quizzes, tests, projects due, and other activities. So if there is no priority, or we say too much, right, then they were going to delay. Maybe some of them would do, but most would have very limited time. Maybe say Saturday, that's the class. Maybe Friday evening, we're going to spend 1 hour to try to work on the questions. That's not enough. So now we're going to put more time for students to write code, even in class, maybe 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, trying to implement the idea we just explained. So that will give them, the time to actually test whether they truly understand, and also practice how they can convert from ideas to working code. This has been a very widespread issue among many students, even among my TA group. Some of you students, right, have seen the TAs are helping, even though they're having a hard time. Sometimes if the idea is simple, that's fine. But if the idea is a little bit convoluted, then they also have a hard time to translate to working code. Here, when I said the working code is, the code will be truly loyal to the idea, and also the code will work. Even the code is beautiful, but if it does not give the right answer, still there's no use. Okay, so that's our plan. The level, I hope everybody got this one, and you would receive the email about the testing. Actually, that will also be available at the website. For each level, we have the entrance quiz, and your student, right, can take it. Just give himself or herself, right, hour and 30 minutes. Normally, that's the time allowed for each question. In general, we have 4 hours for 3 questions. So on average, that's 1 hour and 20 minutes. And of course, in the US Open round, they have 5 hours longer. But in general, 1.5 hours for each question. When time is up, just close and check how many cases he or she can pass. And then he or she has an idea what level at each the division. USACO bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. Well, for platinum, normally we don't have the classes here because mostly we're going to have the small TA groups, and most of them would work self-propelled. So that's a good thing. If your student has been at the gold level, then you're going to kind of relax a little because they know what to do. Okay, there is one more part to answer the question. Okay, notice, right, I have just added the language here. So for the introductory level, the introduction to computing, we use Java. And also for bronze, we also use Java. The reason is for high school computer science classes and also the AP tests, we still use Java. So to avoid confusion, because most students would be more comfortable using the language that they're going to use in school. So for this bronze training, now we still use Java in class. But if your student, right, sitting in the bronze training class, and he or she would be happy to do C++ or even Python, that's fine. We are completely fine, because the syntax between Java, Python, C++ should be very similar, especially between C++ and Java. Most of the code we can translate back and forth without much trouble. So I think this kind of answered the question.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
I have another question. It's like,
Yes.
so I found like for my son, he said it's very hard to understand the question.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That is
what
true.
that mean? So like it means his reading comprehension is not good enough, or his like a computing knowledge is not good enough, or
Okay.
maybe both or either.
Okay, let me try to answer the question. You know, the questions written for USACO contests actually a little bit different from the Math Olympiad. Those questions written in Math Olympiad would, you know, undergo rigorous checking. Maybe not just one person or two people have checked the, you know, the questions and solved the questions and see whether there is any, you know, potential mistake or miss the case, somehow like that one. Or in the proof, right, there is a count part, there is a potential error there. So it has gone rigorous checking. But for USACO, actually, that's not the case. USACO used to have a very small staff, about 10 people for a long time. Why? Because for the USACO, there is no need for on-site test, and there is no need for a lot of proctors. And also the, you know, you have to send the test to the site and collect the test and then send it back to the, you know, a center to process all the results. Now, everything is online, electronic, right? A student will submit the solution to the USACO server. It's all done automatically. So for a long time, this was done, you know, by a small group of experts who love this contest. Now it's different. Organized by the director Brian Dean, a bunch of the students who were in the USACO contest, the winners, either to the camp or to the Team USA, and they have done very good. And now they have contributed to the questions. Okay, these students, to be honest, they're very fast, very smart, but somehow maybe to the beginners, they probably did not explain themselves clearly because they're too fast. So they forget. Some students, right, at the beginner level, they don't understand what they're talking about. So that's actually common, especially at the beginning level. A lot of students say, I don't quite understand what the question is. And they have to make a story about Farmer John and his favorite cows. So the question writing process is, they have an idea, mathematical model, try to convert the idea to a story involving Farmer John and the cows. But for the students to take the contest, right, they have to first read the story and then translate it back to a mathematical model, and then convert the ideas, if they have idea to solve the math question, right, to code. So during the translation to the story, and then from the story back to math formulation, sometimes there is ambiguity or you know, confusion. So it is common, but now it's getting a little bit better, even though the questions still are written by, you know, the group of the volunteers, the young talents, but now has gone through more rigorous checking. That's a good thing, but still not as rigorous as the Math Olympiad. So if a student has, you know, the confusion, then, well, just reread it and try to understand, if you are the person who writes the question, what would be your most reasonable assumption? I know this is unfair, but that's the way, because during the contest, you cannot ask anybody else. There is no proctor. You cannot send an email to anybody, right? So what do you mean by this way here? You can't. So just assume the most reasonable assumption, and then just go ahead. Okay, hope I have answered your question. And in our training, we also have added this part, actually, not just for this modification, this round modification. Actually, we have added that one, especially for silver and gold. We also ask students not just simply solve the questions, but also to write questions. So this is actually the part we have been emphasizing, change the viewpoint. This is actually one of the main skills. We say it will benefit the students even after they finish this in college and later in your job, in the career, in the job. This will also help them always change the viewpoint, change the angle. So many students have said, right, this does help. Now, some of the questions I use in the class from the TAs, and they wrote the questions and then they laugh at the same ideas. Okay, Parmesan is kind of weird. All right, okay, so that is the language here and then the treating. Oh, by the way, right, starting from silver and up, we're going to do both. All the teaching and also the solutions will be in both languages, Java and C++. And actually, we do encourage every student for every question, write a solution in Java and also write another solution in C++. At this time, we do not recommend, from silver and up, we do not recommend using Python. The reason is sometimes Python is still not fast enough. For some questions, no matter how hard you try to optimize, you just cannot finish the calculation within the time limit. So we don't recommend. For some, students, right, they stick with Java because they have been using Java for a long time, so they like it. And some, they say, okay, C++ seems to be cool and the code would be shorter. They want to do more with C++. That's fine. Actually, I do recommend doing both because sometimes it's better to write from C++. Sometimes it's better to write from Java. So writing both would be good. So this is the same, like say you do bilingual, right? You can speak English, you can speak Spanish, or you can do English and Chinese, and you can translate in the middle from no trouble. So that would be better. All right, these are the description for the 5, 3, and 2, 15 classes. So Java A, B, Bronze A, B, C, Bronze 1, Bronze 2, Silver ABC, and Silver 1, 2, and Gold ABC. Okay, so before these, right, the ABC 1, 2, they have they are sequential. So B should go after A, C should go after B. But for the Gold 3, order does not matter. They cover different topics. So if a student has taken the DS first, data structure first, that's fine. Another student takes GT first, that's fine. So they do not require one goes after another one. I want to mention one thing here. So this DP, some of you may know this one, dynamic programming. 1/3 of the questions in the past 6, 7 seasons in the Gold level, right? We need to use DP to solve them. So this time we have made this a standalone topic, just one topic for one semester. So you know it is important. And also, after this one, we have the platinum level. And I want to also ask his parents, right, if your student is interested and still working on this one, we welcome their help because our classes are getting bigger. The class size getting bigger, and we do need the TAs. If your student is interested in the TA, this is the paid TA experience, so that will appear in the resume. We do have the paycheck. You can use that one, put that one into the working hours, in addition to the volunteer hours. All right, I know I have time running out. This is the website. If you go there, right, and this is all, that's me, and also the information for each class. So please go to the website, check the details. And also we have the videos. Actually, each round, after each round, we try to provide the review. And then for the past 2 rounds, we have done this one, and then the videos have been saved there. You can also go to the momentumlearning.org, check the videos. And also for the, in general, the Momentum open house, we're going to provide tomorrow 2 sessions in Chinese. Mr. Kai is hosting the meeting here tomorrow, 2 to 3 p.m. Central Time, and 4 to 5 p.m. That's Coach Now, the famous coach at Momentum. So if you have your student, right, interested in math, computer science training, please welcome to join either one. And the contact part. So if you have any question, please call this number here, and we should have people at the front desk to answer your questions. And you can also send an email. And for those, right, if you want to contact using WeChat, this is Mr. Kai's email. And since I have sent you the PDF file, so you should have this from there. And before I forget, I want to send this file to you again. Someone has come in later, so this would be good. So desktop, this one. All right. Oh, I see. I have questions here.
Excuse me, can I ask a question?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, so for your silver and bronze lessons, are you teaching the students language and algorithm, or systematically, or just talk about the analysis, the questions?
Actually, we would do, okay, let me go back to the, here. So this part here, the introductory level, we would teach the Java language, and then they would be used in the bronze level. And at silver level, we start the introduction of the C++. So in case students don't know C++, we would have the introductory level classes. And for students, right, that have done C++, they would also get used to Java programming. As I said, right, we would encourage students to do coding in both languages.
But during the class, I mean, maybe at the beginning few lessons, you will teach them the C++ language if they don't know it.
That's true. Yeah, if you check the, we would do the silver here. We would check at the beginning, right, get the common data structures. All these structures we're going to do both in Java and C++. So that would be excellent spot for them to get familiar with both languages. And if they have one language, translating or jumping to the other language should be fairly smoothly. So just a little bit of the syntax that would be easy to overcome. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. But I'm just wondering, so like if you have students, they mix together, right? Some students, they learned Java, some students, they know C++. So will you separate them in different class, or you just combine them together?
We'll combine them together because they come to silver, right? They must have used one language freely. Yeah. Right, so going from say C++ to Java and vice versa would be fairly easily.
Okay.
Good. Okay, so.
By the way, how about other languages like Golang?
Actually, we don't. Actually, for USACO, we only accept Java, C++, Python, Pascal. But Pascal now is losing the attraction because now IOI has removed Pascal. So only.
You mean that in the test you cannot use Golang, you can only use C++ and Java. I see. Okay, cool. Thank you.
And for all those the data you listed on the slide, are those available online or just on your slide?
You mean the statistic?
Like the silver A, silver B, what they teach, what you teach?
Yeah, this one actually you should have received the PDF file I sent you, right?
Where we
Send
can
to-
get the PDF?
Oh, actually, I sent you at the chat. You should receive a message saying you have received a file. And if you don't have a file, please send.
Oh,
If you don't know where it
okay.
is, right? Send email to. I want to go to the very end here. Send email to info@momentum.learning.org, and then you would get the PDF file, or you will get the link to the video file, so that if your student wants to watch, right, in case he or she cannot make it, right, that's you can do.
Oh, can I ask just what's the expense for this like summer camp and this course?
Good question. Actually, I am the lecturer, right? I'm doing the teaching, and all other questions, please ask Mr. Kai. And also you can call the number and send email.
I have a question for
Yeah.
current student.
Mhm.
If he finish the fall and spring 2 semesters silver class at the end of April, what he should take in summer?
Okay, if I understand your question clearly, I think this is what I try to explain, right? If a student currently is taking, say, bronze C, suppose, right?
Yeah.
And then if the student is in a hurry, then try to take the CO1 in the summer.
Okay.
And try to take silver B in the fourth semester.
Okay.
Or if your student, right, is using right, still has enough time, maybe he is in middle school, right, then can go through the summer bronze 2, because anyway we don't have a contest in the in the summer. The off season will go from April to November. During this period of time, there is no contest. So if your student wants to improve, to build a more solid foundation, then he can just go back to summer 2, because in the summer, we try to make it more hands-on. So students will spend far more time coding by themselves.
Yeah. The things is the students finish your silver class.
Oh, okay.
But you don't have the gold class in summer, is right?
That's true. We don't have, yeah, because we're going to do the 8 camps in the summer, and then that would take pretty much the whole summer.
I see. So that means we couldn't take any class from you.
Send a message. I can give them some advice so they can learn by themselves during the summer, and when fourth semester starts, they can catch up better at the gold level.
Thank you. That's
Sure.
great suggestion.
Sure.
All
right.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
For silver and above, is it true using C++ is better to pass than using Java?
Actually, not necessarily. The two actually would be equal. Let me tell you here, right? For every test case, if a submission is in C++, the time would be 2 seconds, the time allowed. And Java would be slower. Actually, would it be a little bit more than 50% of the speed of C++, but Java has 4 seconds for each test case. So roughly that would be the same. So some students like to use Java, some students like to use C++. So that's the same. But if you do like this one here, right? Python, the speed, it's lower than Java. I mean, slower, maybe about 60%, less than 6% of the Java. But the time allowed for Python still the same, 4 seconds as Java. So Python would be in the disadvantaged position.
Okay,
Thank
I have a question about the class, Silver C class. Does it cover like the graph theory and dynamic programming? Yeah,
that's for gold.
So these are only for gold, right?
Right, yes.
But the silver actually class, they also like, requires graph theory, right?
Right, we do have the, for silver, we do have the tree and graph traversal, but DP, we try to have this introduction because 2-3 questions in the past 6 seasons, it would be better to solve them in using DP, but still, we just give them in the introduction. And then gold, that'll be the
dynamic programming or like graph theory, or both?
No, DP would be only introduction at the silver level, but the traversal actually we would do extensively at the silver level.
In the class, which class will cover?
Will mainly be in this silver 2 and the B and C.
Oh, okay, got it.
Okay, let me show the since we're here, right? So silver A, we did not do the traversal, but silver B here, we do the BFS and DFS. So that's breadth first searching and then depth first search.
Okay, that's all. Only DFS, BFS. No, like other more like a spanning tree stuff like that.
No, that's in the gold level. So here, that would be the minimum spanning tree will be here at gold level.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. All right.
So, John, I have a question.
Yeah.
And for bronze level classes, do you usually ask the students to do any group project at the end of a semester? And also, what's usually the size teacher-student ratio for bronze classes?
Oh, we don't do the group project. In the class, we try to send the students to breakout rooms. Each student will be in one breakout rooms. Either me or the TA would go and to each breakout room and ask students, share their screen so we can see what they are doing. So sometimes they have done, and we're going to help them to check whether the answer is correct. Or sometimes a student is saying, okay, I have the idea, but I have trouble trying to convert to ideas. Or some students say, I have a bug, I'm stuck here, and it has been, bothering me for the past 2 days, right? How can I solve this one? So we go in and help them. And we found this actually is more helpful. Some students get kind of upset after, say, a question has bothered them for, say, several hours or a couple of days. And then a few of these questions or the experience would try to persuade them to say, okay, that's too much, too hard. But this is common, right? For every student, for every person, myself included, to be a proficient, professional programmer, right? We have to go through the stage, going so upset with debugging process, but we have to overcome the stage. And if they have to do well, they also have to go through the stage from, say, frustration, going panic, and then they enjoy the debugging process. And at the end, right, if they are good, they should be able to write high quality code, in especially true for USACO. They cannot afford to spend hours, days to debug. We just don't have the time, right? And we all know debugging could be time consuming. So they have to learn how to express themselves in a concise way and also effective way. So let me go back to this one a little. Here for the gold level and up, actually, the 2 aspects that we emphasize for students, that would be logical reasoning. That's true for Math Olympiad, Physics Olympiad, and Computing Olympiad. All of these, right, we do need strong skills in logical reasoning. So we don't need to top tier logical reasoning, unlike the Math Olympiad. But we do require another side, that is how effective your student can express themselves. So here, when I say express, is once they have the idea, how fast they can translate the idea into working code. So actually, my best students in the past decade or so are not the smartest in math. Rather, would be those smart and also very good at explaining themselves. Actually, for this, sometimes the girls are doing better than boys. You'll be surprised. But boys, right, the top ones going to the the camp and also the Team USA still needs more advanced math skills. But to claim the platinum title, actually both skills, I would say, equally important. But for most students, right, I think from the viewpoint of the parents, right, getting a platinum level would be more important or more achievable than joining the summer camp and also Team USA. Anyway, for female students, for girls, if they can get a platinum title, almost guaranteed a spot, in the top tier universities, especially MIT, Princeton, if they choose STEM as the major. Boys, there is no 100% guarantee, but still would be very helpful. All things, all other things equal, then the student has a platinum title would be much more appealing than those who don't. So hopefully, we try to help the students to achieve their goal, and it is our sincere hope they can do that, they succeed, and we also think we succeed. So
okay.
we're here to help. So,
yeah. So what's the ratio of the student?
Good question. I'm sorry, I forgot that one. If a class we have less than 15 students, will be just the lecturer, myself. If there are more than 15, then we're going to add the TAs. So if there's a 25, we're going to have one TA. Actually, more than 30, we're going to have 2 TAs. And our TAs, actually, they're very helpful. Why? Because they're in the same age group, maybe 1 year or 2 years older than they are. And they have gone through all the steps of the training, sometimes happy, sometimes frustrated. So they know the problems your student might have. Sometimes they can talk to the TAs more effective than talking to me, because if they use a lingo, right, or a expression, I'm not familiar, I don't know what they're talking about, but the TA would understand. So the TA has been a very helpful resource, an asset for us. So we have been training this one and keep our TAs help. All right. Oh, there are 2 more.
I have another question about the USACO contest.
Mm-hmm.
To your knowledge, do you know next year they still have 4 levels, or they will add more levels?
Okay, that's a question. Thank you for raising this issue. This contest is getting more competitive. Let me just give you the numbers, right? 3-4 years ago, the 4 rounds for all the 4 levels, the bronze, silver, gold, platinum together, that's about 10,000 participants. And this season, just the December round, just the bronze level, we have up almost 10,000 participants.
That's right.
So now it's getting more competitive for sure. Just more people jumping to this contest. So it is my belief, and actually not just me and also my fellow coaches, we think actually the exponential growth is getting faster than we expected. So it would not be surprising to us if in 10 years, maybe even sooner, the number of students participating in USACO would be bigger than the participation in USMO. Here, USMO, I mean the combined numbers for AMC 8, AMC 10, 12, math counts, AME, JMO, AMO, right? All together, math Olympiad, added together, math. I mean, USACO actually would beat USMO. Why? Just like you as a parent, right? You think this is getting serious. Actually, we also have received feedback from the people in the industry. We have students already in the industry, and also from the admission officer from universities. They actually think the training in USACO, actually, it is very helpful. We also do the math, right? Math would be just training perfect for logical reasoning. But USACO, not only for logical reasoning, but the skills they learned actually will help them in the actual job. in the career. So that's why many students come to this one. So as I said at the beginning, right, the training actually in USACO actually will be helpful for both. So if your student has been training with Math Olympiad, perfect. It will be useful for not just for USACO, also should be useful for USACO, the Physics Olympiad, and more closely, the USACO. For IMO and IOI, the two would have the same style. IMO 4.5 hours for 3 questions. For USACO, right? That's just 4 hours or 5 hours for 3 questions. So from the very early age, students are trained to work long hours and try to stick with, not giving up after some feedback, after some, frustration or setback. So I think that's good training for the personality also. Alrighty. Okay. I'm sorry, any other question?
Oh, may I ask a question about
Sure, go ahead.
Starting from beginner level to obtain bronze? How long does it take? Or like, is it feasible to obtain bronze level if we start from now?
You mean how long does it take for the introduction level, right?
Right.
Okay, normally this will take 2 semesters.
Okay, so if is it possible that we take the bronze test for at the end of the year or beginning of next year?
Actually, there's one more round. Look at my screen here. There is one more round this season that will be March 25th through 28th. If your student can pass, right, that'd be great. Or if he or she does not pass, but could score some numbers, right, 300 to 500 or 500 to 700 or even 750, right, below 750. So you'll know the level of your student.
I see. So it's not likely that the students will be able to achieve bronze within such period of time.
You're right. Yeah. Well, as I said, right, if your student is in high school, then probably summer camps can help.
I see. Thank you.
Okay. There's a question. More algorithms teaching curriculum in bronze class. I think it is in the PDF, right? Actually, it is right here, the bronze. That's the description. Will there be a review for February bronze contest? We try to do it, actually, maybe tomorrow. Do we have enough time? Well, maybe we're going to just scatter them around, because in our curriculum, we do have allocated 2 sessions for the ad hoc problems. So we're going to try that one. Find any time that we can, explain, review a question in one round, one session, and then review another question, another session like this. So depending on the pace. Is the US Open round would be harder? Yes, because in the first 3 rounds, we have 4 hours for 3 questions, but the last round, US Open, right, we have 5 hours for 3 questions. So normally that's harder.
So Dr. Zhang, my student, he just took the test like a couple of weeks ago, and he scored 440. So, but he did it with Python. So if we want to take the bronze classes and cut over to Java, which class you would recommend to start with? Should we take the Java summer introduction class first to get familiar with the syntax, or should you think he can directly jump to bronze 1 or bronze?
Okay, so I think more likely will depends on how much time or how urgent your student is, right? In middle school, probably would be better to build a more solid foundation. But if your student is already in high school, then probably jump. And your student has the, he was right, would be more mature, then he can be more self-motivated.
Okay, if we want to take the easy way, so do you recommend to take the Java introduction class first, or do you mean?
I think, yeah, if time is on your side, then I would say take it easy. Don't rush at the beginning, because a more solid foundation actually will make life easier and in the future.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Sure. All right. Okay, I'm going to answer the last question. I don't want to take too much time from you. Passed bronze in December, can he take silver test in the same season? Yes, actually, if a student passes the bronze contest in December, actually in any round, and the student can take the silver contest in the next round.
I'm learning.
And actually, this is different from the other Olympiad contests.
Olympiad for you. Now I'm learning the use of.
All right, so the thing is, well, in computing Olympiad, you don't have to start from bronze each season or each round. So if your student has passed bronze, next round or next season, right, we can start from silver. If a student has passed silver, next time we can start from gold. So here the rule is once silver, always silver. Once a gold, always a gold. Once a platinum, always a platinum. So in math physics, right, every season you're going to start from the beginning, right, in MC10 and in MC12 and Amy and Jamo, right? So here you don't. If last round you got to silver, then this season, forget about bronze. You start from silver directly. So hopefully that will make your life easier. All right. Okay. We have been working hard to help you guys. So this is my philosophy and our attitude at Momentum. So please help us to help you. And we'll be so proud and rewarding if we see your student, right, belongs to these high achieving moments. And to be honest, this is really, really rewarding for us. So we take pride of making your kids successful, achieving their goals. So with this, thank you so much. And for any other questions, please contact the information I provided here. All right, thank you so much and see you later.
Thank you.
Sure.
Bye.